if you were going to fulfill all of your caloric requirements for a day,
Grapefruit.
eating only bananas, roughly how many bananas would you have to eat?
If I had to guess right now, I used to actually know that number, but
That's okay. I'll guess we'll
I'm
do.
going to go with 25 pounds of bananas.
No, I want the number of bananas.
Oh,
25 pounds of bananas could be 75.
30 bananas.
30 bananas. Seems reasonable, right?
Yeah.
For a guy?
I would say so. I
Okay.
used to eat 11 in a sitting.
Turns out, if it was the only thing you were eating every day for a month, by the end of that month you'd probably be closer to 40
Uh-huh.
than you are to 30, because you realized like you were not sustaining, you weren't making it on 30. But 30 is a reasonable answer.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
But you just told me that
Fruit sweeter.
the bananas are 10 times sweeter than they used to be, which
Because I
means that
generalized fruit.
which means that you would have had to have eaten 300 bananas a day
Back in the day.
back in the day. And I'm wondering, how in the world did nature get that screwed up that she ended up making an impossible task? Because I don't care, Cool Hand Luke can't eat 300 bananas a day.
Yeah.
I'd have to reword the statement.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A lot of the fruit that you would find in a grocery store today
Uh-huh.
has been genetically altered or modified to be sweeter than it used to be. I'm going to exclude the word 10 times.
Oh, good.
See, perfect.
Could you name one?
Peaches?
You think peaches?
Oranges?
You think
Grapes?
peaches? You think peaches today are sweeter than they were when you were a kid?
Worse.
I believe so.
Less sweet.
I think they're less sweet. I think that peaches are, for the most part, were sweeter when I was a kid. I think bananas are the same as when I was a kid, but if anything, they were sweeter when I was a kid. That the Big Mike bananas that I used to buy when I was a kid before before the blight came and they had to switch over to whatever they're using these days. Anybody know the variety of bananas that you eat at home?
Aren't the Cavendish?
Cabernet.
Okay. Would you say that eating too much sweet fruit is a problem?
Yes.
I say no.
Who
I
votes
don't know what
yes?
too much fruit is.
All who say
I
yes,
say
That's a
too
good
much of
question,
anything.
and all who
Sherry,
say
that's a
no.
good point.
I don't. You haven't
I
quantified
need more
it.
information.
I don't know what the
maybe.
hell
So we
you
got
said.
3 no's, 2 yeses,
much of
1 no.
anything is
You
No.
could eat too much of anything, I believe.
Okay, so I'd say yes,
Can you
but
open up some?
but we can open it to conversation. I would say eating too much of anything is probably a problem by the very nature of the
That's what Josh just said.
concept of too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you got your head screwed on, you hear too much. I mean, too much of anything is too much. Demasiado, as opposed to bastante, which is just enough.
Demasiado.
Demasiado,
Not
too
enough.
much.
Mercy,
Too much.
Alago.
Too much, demasiado. Hippocrates Health Institute did many studies on consuming too much sweet fruit and confirms that sugar supports cancer and other diseases in the body.
Wow.
So they gave people cancer
Wow.
as part of their study? Is that what they're telling us?
That's so ridiculous.
How can the food be responsible for that?
Yeah,
How
there
did
you
they
go,
get
like
people?
yesterday.
Yeah.
How did they get people to eat too much sweet fruit in
To
order
get
to give
cancer.
themselves cancer?
Yeah.
How would that study be funded? How would that study be?
Ooh, right? Like, ooh,
Yeah.
let that happen.
Just putting it out there.
He confirms that too much sugar supports cancer and other diseases in the body. I have no responses from that yet. Does sugar support cancer? What does that
not
mean?
fruit sugar.
No.
Sugar supports every cell of my body.
Exactly.
No, it fuels every cell of the
That's
body.
right.
Fuel
Does
cell.
sugar fuel cancer?
Yeah.
It may.
Yeah.
Ah, does
That's a-
sugar give you cancer?
No.
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 So
Did he make it sound like sugar gives you cancer?
Yes,
Yeah.
right, but
He didn't say it.
didn't say it.
How does the body know?
Maybe if there's too much sugar, then it creates cancer. Because there's so many people with cancer, and probably most of them have been
Eat
eating
a
too
lot of
much sweet fruit, right?
Exactly.
Oh my God. If that were
Right?
true, that'd be great.
Like, how does he have the nerve to write that as a
Exactly.
reply?
Gives him no credibility.
Mm-hmm.
A very active, healthy person can get away with eating a lot of fruit for a certain amount of time.
Wow.
But they're asking for trouble in the future. Dr. Gabriel Cousins also confirms in his book, Rainbow Green Live Food Cuisine,
Maybe I ate too much.
Oh. That's
that too much fruit does more harm than good.
Wow.
Is that true?
Rainbow? Rainbow?
Well, you did say too much.
Too much of
It's
anything.
Too much.
Yeah.
I didn't, but this is what it says.
But yes.
Okay, so it's true. Too much
Of anything.
fruit probably does more harm than good. Fruit today has much more sugar than ever before. And because of this, it's more than the body can handle.
Oh my god.
Okay, well,
Okay, so
no, prove it.
let's say
Plants missing.
Thomas needs 30 bananas
Uh-huh.
a day to get his calories met.
I used to.
Okay,
Nice.
no problem.
Could
But
be
now-
more, man.
Bananas
Could be more.
have this is tricky math, but now bananas have 100% more sugar than they used to.
Double.
Okay? They've doubled somehow in their
20%?
100.
100% more.
Yeah, bananas have 100% more sugar than these.
Oh, maybe more low.
Just-
How many bananas a day would you need now?
The same.
Good point.
Would you still eat 30 or would you stop at 15?
When the
Alright,
caloric-
30.
The caloric density was is still the same though, right?
The caloric density?
Yeah, the amount of calories in the banana.
I'm gonna write
No,
this
it doubled.
No, if
Is
they
it
double the
double the
sugar,
amount of sugar?
basically.
Double the
assuming
sugar.
that-
It's
Assuming that almost all the calories are from sugar, you double the
okay.
sugar.
There's like
Basically.
essentially zero from fat,
Double
and there's
calories,
4% protein. It's not enough. We're not even
Yeah.
ignore
It's
the
not a trick. It's
4%.
not a trick.
You would need 15 instead of
Right.
30. Would you be satisfied after eating 15 instead of 30? Because that's twice as much sugar.
No, for the day, no. And I
Well,
was super active back
I
then.
think I'd be pretty close to satisfied.
Yeah.
I think I'd be pretty darn close to satisfied because it was enough sugar already.
You probably would eat it slower.
Maybe a little
If it was
slower.
denser.
You'd respect it.
Probably
It's sweeter
tastes denser,
fruit. I mean, there's fruits plenty sweeter than bananas out there, and you just eat less of them. When you're eating meme, it's 2.5 times the calorie
Wow.
density of
I can
a
eat a
banana.
lot.
Mamey?
Yeah, but you can't hurt yourself if you mono on mame for a couple weeks. You don't start eating 6 or 8 or 10,000 calories a day.
No.
No, you don't. You get into reality.
No.
And you start
like
eating
mame?
your
Love.
caloric
I
requirements.
like it.
Fruit today has much more sugar than before. Because of this, it's more than the body can handle. Addiction to sugar has become a big cause of many illnesses.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Addiction to
not fruit sugar.
carbohydrates.
Excuse me? What is addiction to sugar? Is that like being addicted to air?
Or
No.
water.
Yeah, because it's so fundamental,
Or
right?
water.
'Cause
Like,
it's so
how do you
fundamental,
go without sugar?
right?
Because of the.
If you don't eat any sugar today whatsoever, is your blood sugar going to be 0?
No.
Like what happens when your blood sugar goes down to 0?
You are not
Fatal.
functioning.
You die.
Mortal.
Well,
Mortal.
Mortal.
if you're
Muerte.
not a diabetic,
Mierde.
Muerte
does it really
muerto.
matter what you eat in terms of what your blood sugar is going to be? Or is it going to be about the same no matter what you eat?
Yeah.
About the
Short
same.
term, everything else
Yeah, about the same.
it's going to stay relatively about the same. If we said within normal limits, if you're not already a diabetic, could you make yourself a diabetic? Yes, you
Yeah.
could. But while things are still working, you're not a diabetic yet. Within normal limits, your blood sugar is going to stay pretty much the same no matter what you eat. But from all my research, I found the Hippocrates Health Institute way of eating, mostly greens, a little amount of raw fats from a vegan plant-based source and non-sweet fruit is ideal for everyone.
Hmm.
It just sounds boring as fuck.
Yeah.
At this table, do we agree that a diet of mostly greens, a little amount of raw fats,
How are you
Yeah, where's-
mostly green.
Where are
How
the
are you
calories
sustaining this?
exactly?
and non-sweet fruits like
Exactly.
tomatoes or cucumbers
Yeah, there's nothing there either.
is ideal for everyone.
Chew
Nothing's
on, you're
ideal
gonna
for-
get,
That'd be like a cubic yard a day,
right?
at least. Terrible.
Oh my God.
Unfounded,
We're not
Okay.
unsubstantiated.
horses.
How many calories in a head of iceberg lettuce?
Not much.
40?
After you eat
About
it,
40.
after
How many
you eat
calories
it,
a day would you like to be eating on it when you're really training and working and doing stuff? About 4,000.
Yeah.
So what's that? 100 heads of
100
iceberg
heads of
lettuce a day.
That sounds awesome. There's
Cool
no time to
hand,
train.
Luke can't eat
Wow.
100
You
heads of
gotta
lettuce.
eat all day.
Yep.
No time to work
I
out.
bet you
Yeah.
Ken could eat 100 heads of lettuce in a day. But he wouldn't.
Liquefied.
But he wouldn't be able to the next day, and he wouldn't want to ever again. Anything with a seed is a fruit, so non-sweet fruit would be cucumbers, red peppers, tomatoes, etc.
Wow.
I have seen many people thrive on a high sweet fruit diet for the first few years,
Ah.
but after that got the same sicknesses as people eating a high processed sugar diet.
Wow.
Dr. Graham, I made it into this response. Finally. Dr. Graham seems to do fine on this diet, but I have never met anyone as active as he is.
That was funny.
How is that a comeback?
That is funny. That is funny.
That's pretty funny,
That is
right?
hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, I exercise an hour a day if I'm a lucky guy. Half an hour if I'm not so lucky, and some days I walk the dog. And that's my
But
like,
if he comes to a retreat and he sees you being active.
oh, you want to play with me? I'll play with you. If we go to Health and Fitness Week, we'll do
Yeah.
insane things.
Yeah.
But it takes the toll on me just like it does on everybody else.
For
You know,
sure.
on Thursday, I can't get down the stairs.
Oh, Thursday's bad. Yeah.
It needs to be a long
Thursday's bad.